That's right. Here, look at this. We're gonna start from right here, boys. 0 deaths.
10:30 at night
Zero.
here, mate.
All right, let's try that again. Dom is here, Mr. Dominatrix, Dom for short. If you're not sexual, oorah. And then you got Mr. Jack of 91 for formal. He's chilling here tonight with us again. Now
Yes,
we're gonna talk about a lot of weird shit tonight, guys. I'm gonna be honest. We're gonna get kind of weird tonight. That's Dom's first time on, so he's gonna feel it. But I think Dom, you're probably ready for some weird shit, right?
I'm Australian.
So he's like, he was made with weird shit. Okay, good, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my big thing is I want to talk about how much do you think the FBI is tracking us every day of the week, or even your own restrictive government? Okay, like I'll give that out there because our own restrictive government could be different for you because you live in Australia. I don't want you to have to feel constrained. But wasn't that like 2 nights ago? I'm being attacked. I'm a hardcore. Not like this. So we were finishing up our last podcast, and Jack had made a comment about wanting to have a tool that was kind of like a tractor or a minigame that had a tractor in RuneScape. That was one of our questions. And it was great because as soon as we got closed out and Jack had to do a CAPTCHA for signing into a Twitch account or making a Twitch account, it made him click on all the pictures of tractors.
honestly the most fucked up thing. I had to fucking draw your attention to that, Curtis.
Yeah,
because
that
I
was
thought that was
fucked
that
up.
was so. How you click on pictures of stop signs, you click on pictures of
Stoplights, cars,
buses,
shops.
or storefronts. Yeah, exactly. And this motherfucker said, click on these pictures of tractors. And I said, I like tractors. And I said, wait a minute.
This
Wait a
doesn't make
minute.
sense.
I was like, I just said the word tractor not that long ago. This is like stereotyping me or something. I don't really know what it's called, but I felt kind of uncomfortable when I saw that.
Dude,
You get that pretty often with Facebook ads. You'll be talking to your mates, and then all of a sudden your Facebook ads come up, and they're exactly what you're talking about. It's stupid, creepy.
Yeah, it's so weird.
I think that's
dude.
my favorite part. It's like, have you ever talked about some really like random shit just to see if it would come up? Like, I think these one people talked about baby formula and they didn't have a kid, but they just kept saying baby formula, like over and over. And it eventually led to them getting ads and stuff in their like mailbox to like they were completely contacted by a baby company that was like for sale for like little baby carriages and shit. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Is my Alexa listening to me? Like that actually is just fucked.
Dude, straight up, Alexa literally listens.
Okay,
to,
guys, let me explain to something to you. Any microphone that has to look for the keyword of like "Okay Google" or Alexa is always on. How do you think a microphone works? It has to be on for people to have you hear it.
Yeah, I mean, haven't you heard stories like nightmare stories of people that work at fast food at the little check-in counter, where they like listen to your orders and shit? Apparently, even as soon as you pull up, the mic starts recording. Even if they're not talking to you, they can hear every word you're saying. So I don't have a doubt that something like Alexa is always listening to you.
That is definitely true. I've done my time in fast food, and that's exactly what happens.
It is hilarious to hear the motherfuckers sometimes when you like have them wait.
Sometimes, depending on how late on a Friday night you're standing there, it gets fucking hilarious.
I can only imagine, like, just, hey, fucking watch this guy, mate. Here he fucking comes. Fucking look at this lad. Fucking, he's fucking split-faced. Oh, fucking 395 pull forwards there. This fucking dude comes up, hanging out the window, all flubbernucked looking
Honestly,
like
though, Dom, how much shit do fast food workers talk on the people that they like know are pulling up? Like, if you can hear somebody talking before you're even talking to them, do you wait a couple seconds just to like let them finish and be like, wow, this guy's like actually an idiot? Like, listen to this guy getting all angry at the mic.
You just gotta be rude and butt right in.
So you're
hi, welcome to McDonald's. Sorry.
Just so they know you're listening.
Yeah, I'm like, hi, I was not listening to you the whole time, but I'm gonna interrupt you anyway.
Hi, we don't have a speaker version on the side of the one we ask you to answer. Hi, how can I help you? Like, just over the top. Okay, now I want to ask you this question because, speaking of conspiracy theories, or not even bringing those up, RuneLight. Now, this is a controversial topic in the entire community. Because I want to bring something up I want this to be mainly RuneScape related. It can also be life related, but I'm really, with Dom here and Jack here today, that's full. I'm being chased by a knight of Artie. All right, that's a 6. I don't want to die. Anyways, RuneLight.
See ya later, mate.
So let's bring it back to the beginning. Okay, let's bring it back to the beginning. You had OS Buddy. Now, I knew the creator of OS Buddy, Matt and Jack Mob. Matt was originally RS Buddy, the botting client, or RS bot back in the day. They made quite a bit of money, and they did a pretty damn good job. And that's where a lot of these, if you ever botted before, I mean, I'll be honest, I've never botted on this account or my other main account. I did bot on other accounts. I'm not going to lie about it. Now, if you've ever botted, you know these interfaces so well. You see like these little boxes, these squares, stuff that's trace patterns, obviously usually made for a script so they can find the boxes in the Java code. Now, how much do you guys think it is until it's too late? Like, what's the tipping point as far as plugins go? Like, I think one of my favorite plugins is the Barrows plugin. Like, it just tells you which doors aren't fucking, like, booby-trapped. It tells you which ones are, like, the right path. I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on that?
I mean,
as far as plugins for RuneLight go, I think that anything that tells you what to pray at any given time, that's too far. So, like, you've got the demonic gorillas, for example. That plugin's too far. Cerberus, that's gone too far. You need to learn to figure that out yourself. Because if you need those plugins to play the game, it's cheating.
You essentially have, like, a guide. That would be like someone telling you what to pray on Zulrah.
And Jad, for example.
Yeah.
Like, if someone's telling you what to switch to.
What are you saying, Jack?
Dom's kind of focused on the combat stuff. He's really good at PVM. I'm more focused about skilling stuff. I really appreciate. I gotta give props to RuneLight here on agility. You know, like that's such a boring, horrible skill, and you know what makes that skill worse? Misclicks where you click and you run up to a wall and you run face first into that wall and stop.
Yeah,
RuneLight really made that so much simpler by like adding little click boxes that let you know like what area you can click in to get over that obstacle. You know, it makes it a little bit easier when you're grinding hundreds and hundreds of laps. Like it makes it a little bit easier to make that skill like a little bit less. I don't want to say like toxic, but like honestly, it wears on a person. You know.
Yeah, I agree with that one. I don't. I do like the agility plugin. That is nice, to be honest.
I think that's the hardest part. I mean, if you guys think about it, you have so much that RuneLight has given us. I mean, I'll be honest, they do a lot of the work that Jagex isn't able to do. I mean, you know, we've gotten a much bigger team. Who here were either of you guys around when Old School King just came back and they were streaming from like Mod Matt K or Mod Ash's house, streaming on that couch?
No.
Yeah, I do remember
Dude,
that.
You remember that, Dom? Tell me that did not show. Like, that's why I still play this game, because they showed us their utmost dedication, I feel like, in that image, if you think about it. Like, they really were just like, hey, this is what we're here for. We're going to do it. We're going to take care of you. We're going to bring the game back. And it was So Wrecked back in that time that brought it back. So Wrecked, awesome guy. Met him, know him. He's awesome. But, like, what point do you really think... So the prayers thing is your thing, right, Dom? The prayer thing.
Yeah, I was an advocate for just running the standard client for a long time, and I did that so that I could learn to play without RuneLight.
Without a crutch.
Yeah. So, you know, you have to learn, or say just PVM, for the PVM side of things, you actually have to learn the boss mechanics first.
Yeah.
And then you go to the RuneLight plugin and you can understand, like, you know, it's easy. It's a lot easier to do all these bosses, say Cerberus or... like demonic gorillas, for example. I found that one quite tricky to learn because that was probably my first
real
introduction
hardcore, like
PVM.
Switch around.
Yeah.
Like solo PVM. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, that was probably the first one I kind of learned. And I learned that without RuneLight and without all those plugins. And then, you know, you kind of have to learn boss mechanics. And I think you enjoy the game more because of it. I mean, it's a bit more of a grind. But I don't know. I think those plugins are just a smidge too far.
All right, I get that. Now, Jack, what do you think is too far? Like, what do you think is... You said skilling side, so when does skilling go too far? Like, when does that really fix things?
I don't know. I've noticed like I get kind of annoyed by the notifications a little bit. I'm sure Dom could even add to the fact that my notifications go off every 20 fucking seconds. You know,
The
like
idle
even
notifier.
like yeah, exactly. Like to the point where like I don't even notice the idle notifier anymore, but Dom will be like, "Hey Jack, like clearly you're not doing something like that you should because there's your idle notifier," or "Hey Jack, your prayer's low by the way." Like it's reminding you again. Like I think sometimes it's just almost excessive to the point where we rely on these plugins and stuff to the point where we don't really pay attention to them anymore. You know, like,
I'm gonna give you a harsh, kind of a harsh reality. Mind if I can I give you something real quick? Can I slam
yeah,
it? Can I slam it on the table? All right.
go
So
ahead.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think RuneLight is 100% cheating. I think it's not in the core mechanic of the game. It would be like saying that a X-ray miner mod in a Minecraft server is not hacking, and that is not true. This game can detect tiles that are not meant to be detected. Yeah, these tools can detect pieces that are not meant to be publicly broadcasted to the player. And I think that's the biggest issue here. It's no longer of if it's too far of a modification. It is a modification and it shouldn't be tolerated. I mean, what if someone finds out how to actually generate gold into the game? Like genuinely generate gold through learning how to get to the code, finding a way to trace the code back and infect the code. I mean, I think we're going too far as many people have their hands on it. It's not GitHub. We shouldn't have scripts out for everything like we do for the plugins on this thing.
I think as I agree. Like RuneLight's probably taken it a smidge far, and all the other plugins and all that stuff they've got. But the standard client is junk to use. It's horrible. So if they made the standard client better to use, more people would use it. Even just little things like tile markers, and things like that, which aren't exactly. It's just kind of reminding you where to stand and things like that. It's not exactly cheating, I wouldn't say, but it's just, and even like the GPU plugin to make it like smoother to use, like the standard client does have a long way to go.
I guess you're not wrong. You know what? I see your side to it. And that's why I like to have the harsher side too, because if you don't have a harsh side, you're just gonna really. It feels like we all flop. I don't want everyone to be a chicken. That's the opposite of what I want. Now I'm gonna take this next one to Jack right off the bat. Jack,
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
is your most angering skill? And I mean boring to the point of where like you have to get up every like 30 minutes while you're training it because it's just that fucking annoying. But what if you could change that skill to not be boring? What is a realistic solution to that said skill to make it less boring as far as an implementation goes?
Oh Jesus, man. I mean, I get so there's a lot of skills that I already know going into are like so boring, like rune crafting. Like that's a gimme, you know. Like you
Yeah.
know it's gonna be slow, you know it's gonna be a grind, you know it's gonna be boring.
Yeah.
And as much as you talk with people, there's no like agreed upon solution there.
Yeah.
Honestly, a skill I would think of is hunter. Like
Okay. I'm seeing you.
I feel like I feel like I get so fucking frustrated when I see the little motherfucker go in the trap and then it like looks and it thinks about getting caught by that and you're like, yeah, bitch, you're mine. Like you're gone, your experience, you're fucked. And then all of a sudden it just like walks away and then your shit breaks. You know what I mean? Like not only do you not get any experience, you honestly get fucked by this thing because it breaks your trap. You have to set it up again. It's like a slap in the face. Like you're already not getting experience, and now you got to click like 3 times as much just because this one little bitch broke your Dom. You're about to die, by the way.
Nah.
Thought you were talking to me. These boys are doing. You guys doing a raid, aren't you?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
These boys are doing a raid. These are the real
I
OGs.
saw so far, is that
Y'all can't
good?
keep up with this silk genius over here in the hardcore iron. You can't keep up with my silk steel and genius.
We're thinking too hard here, man. This is a
thinking too
good
hard.
thinking bubble. You know, we're thinking a bit
I like
here.
that though. I like that. It's good. It's good. Okay,
But
so
like improvements on Hunter,
what do you think?
I don't. I honestly
If you
don't.
could implement one thing, like something creative, like go into your mind right now. Go in there and I want you to take out anything that you could possibly think of, something that makes you want to play other games. Because what RuneScape to grow is going to need is some of those aspects. I'm not talking a battle royale. I'm not saying grab your chinchompas. It's time. No, like that's not what's happening. What I mean is like we need to look at Hunter and say, all right, yes, there are some boring aspects. Could we make it better by giving us a more interactive Hunter minigame?
Exactly. I'm thinking a mini game. You know, like there is no hunter mini game really that I can think of. I think it would just be just a different way to train the skill that might not be as frustrating, might give you some kind of like rewards in the end. You know, something
What
that
about a
might.
hunter outfit that gave you a higher percent chance of completing a trap or of a successful
I,
Kind
trap?
of, kind of like the rogue outfit for thieving.
Yeah, like why is
yeah.
that not a thing for hunter? That would be something great for the elf lands. All those traps in the elf lands that you get caught on, perfect place to start putting a
Oh
mini
my
game.
God!
What if
Don't even
but
get
no,
me
no, no, hear me out.
started.
What if you could wear that hunter outfit to avoid the elf land traps? It could fit right into the elf floor.
I honestly, I'd be for it. You know.
But go on, sorry, continue. Mini
I
game.
I I think I'd be for it. You know, like I don't want to take all the time here because I know Dom's probably got some ideas on this, but I just think Hunter's
Oh no,
frustrating.
I know you like to talk.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm sorry. I use both specs by the way, so we're fucked at tech time.
This is going to be
Um,
interesting.
yeah, it's gonna be awful. I don't even get a spec, so if you don't hit one, we're fucked.
Jesus, you guys are gonna
Um,
die.
You should really pick up that overload too. Actually,
I
no,
think
fuck it, we've got tech.
I think a hunter minigame would be excellent. You know, like I think it'd be just something different. Like I've always been calling for like a little bit different ways to train skills. Like we have, I think like something like smithing is so fucking one sided. You know, like you just throw money at it, grind at Varrock for a couple days, then you have it. Or like crafting, same deal. You sit at a bank, you don't really do anything else. Like I think hunter could be addressed and like maybe a little bit added to. It's a little bit more in depth than other skills. I think it's a great concept. I don't think they expanded on it
Now I'm
yet.
gonna pause real quick. We're gonna come back to your answer, Dom, but I'm gonna ask you, Dom. As far as it goes, if you had, say, now that I wanted to bring up the tedious repetitiveness of RuneScape, right? So if you could train in a more like if you could do raids all day and get 99 strength in the same amount of time as doing tedious bullshit, would you do it? Because it's the same amount of hours, and honestly, would you have more fun? Dom? Sounds like all my audio went out. Hold on. Hello? The fucking hell? Boys, my audio's gone. Oh, fucking hell. We've lost the audio. I'm gonna introduce my my wonderful gameplay here. This is my hardcore, folks. This is my beautiful hardcore here. Yeah. It's fantabulous. No route. Oof, maybe Jack's internet dropped. No, this is my what I call Iron Man account. This one is completely classy. It's played on typically when I'm intoxicated, but I'm working on my main on the side, which is currently getting 85 woodcutting on it. Trying to finish that up. Jack? I didn't disconnect from the whole thing, so... Hello? What the... Huh? What the fuck just happened? Hello? I guess I'll just go in here and hang out. Nailed it, boys. Absolutely nailed it. Look at this excellent gameplay, though. Look how much more concentrated. 35 thieving on this hardcore. We're going to get to 38, and then we're going to have the Master Farmer, of course. So we're kind of just doing the thing, man. I'm going to see if I can just call wonderful Jack. And get him back on here. Jack? Hello?
I can hear you.
Yeah, now I can hear you too. Add Dom back in here.
Yeah. Sorry about that. We just got
Did that
we
whole
got fucked. We got butt fucked at home. So
Dude, I
like
think
Dom,
his net might have dropped. Here we go.
Dom's about to not be happy here.
I'm sorry,
Hey Dom.
Dom.
Okay, we got you. I lost you there for a
Hey,
second.
Yeah, me too. And we lost everybody
I
at
don't
the
know what
same
happened. It
time.
seemed like it dropped, but we're good. We're good. Where were we? I was asking Dom. I was about to ask you what you think of the tedious repetitiveness of RuneScape, and if you could get 99 strength by just doing like raids for like XP and like GP rewards, or I mean, what way would you do it if you could do it that way in the same amount of time as like tedious, like sitting at Nightmare Zone for hours, just sitting there?
To be honest, I've never been a huge fan of sitting and doing, well, basically nothing. Like, I realise that old school RuneScape is a grindy kind of a game. But at the same time, just sitting at the Motherlode mine mining, for example, is just mining's my least favorite skill. I'll be honest. Anyway, but yeah,
I feel that.
as far as I would rather, even though say training, say strength during PVM is not exactly the greatest XP per hour, but I would rather do that because it's actually interesting and you've got a side goal.
Yeah.
Rather than just standing in Nightmare Zone hitting the Black Demon. Like I've never liked Nightmare Zone either, so that's just my opinion, of course. But
Kind of just, I feel that too. I mean, I remember when everyone got like 99 magic through Nightmare Zone for free.
I've always felt so dirty doing Nightmare Zone, man. But like, once you,
Sorry.
Dirty.
I've always felt so dirty. Like,
Dirty.
man,
go
like,
on. Let's expand on that. Expand on that. What do you mean?
I had grad school coming up. I needed to pass the GRE entrance exam for graduate school and look good, like the SATs for graduate school. And I had to study a lot, but I wanted to play, but like I really couldn't focus. And like, yeah, I could woodcut, but like my combat skills at the time were shit. So I put on a set of Darox and I went into Nightmare Zone for like a week or two, and I got like probably 10 strength levels out of it. And I appreciate it, but like, I felt so wrong, like it just felt like,
It felt like you didn't earn. It almost felt like botting, almost.
yeah.
'Cause
The
it's
only
so
thing I had to
AFK.
pay for was gear repair. I didn't pay for supplies. I didn't train any other stats. I focused on strength. That was it. I got a whole bunch of points that I could throw into herb boxes and, sorry, Dom. And
Herb boxes. Carry
yeah,
on.
sorry. Apparently, I'll pronounce it with the H because it's proper English. But I threw so much in the herb boxes, and I threw it into secondaries and stuff to the point where it was just OP. You get 10 million points, and you're just throwing it into herbs that ended up being millions of GP. And
BRB, guys, you keep talking. I'll be right back.
it just felt like you don't really achieve anything other than just kind of like camping there. I mean, I guess it's good for players, but like I don't PK. It's good.
It's probably good for people that play more accounts at the same time. So you can AFK. So like you're making a pure and you need to get the magic level for teleblocks or something. You can just sit in the corner or get your range up. But at the same time, like I've only ever played one account, and I got my 99s in my melee stats through Slayer because I just detest the Nightmare Zone. Exactly. But I think if I was to do more accounts, I would probably do the most AFK method possible. So there's arguments for both sides.
Like, I don't know. It's sort of like, is it your main account? Are you actually actively playing it? You're probably going to get bored of Nightmare Zone, not be interested in it, be turned off by it. Like you're going to feel kind of weird doing something that just seems like a given. It feels like you're not actually playing the game anymore because you just have to sit there and click twice every 5 minutes or something like that. Like it's kind of, it's not playing anymore.
I think it's just but that also brings up the point. Is all the other stuff repetitive, or is it that easy? I mean, think of it from the perspective. You can sit there with Herblore, right? Herblore, whatever. Pick your favorite. Chocolate milk 2% or 1, whatever. But what a lot of people are doing on Herblore, you're getting all this high amounts of XP just like that with prayer. And in my opinion, these skills are only skills that are hidden behind money. And personally, I don't think that should be a thing. I think it should be hard work through any skill can get you the level, like strength. Specifically, you could have one weapon the whole time that's like 30k, and you could potentially go to experiments and over a course of a long period of time have 99. But like Herblore? Oh hell no! You think you're gonna be able to get away with that for a couple 100k? You better back the fuck up. That ain't gonna happen. You gonna clean 30,000 Renars? Yeah, let me know when you get enough money to buy 30,000 Renars.
One thing I've never quite understood about Herblore, because obviously there's a lot of people wanting to level up the Herblore for whatever reason. Main accounts, not Iron Man, of course, but you've got the herbs and all the secondaries, which are worth 3 times more than what the end product is. And that's because, obviously, supply and demand. But, yeah, it's just a bit of a broken economy.
Yeah, it's just kind of fucked. Like, there's certain skills, smithing including, where you literally just throw money at it to get it up. There's, like, nothing else there.
What were you saying?
Unless you're Iron Man, it's not worth it.
Dom, what were you saying was your least favorite skill?
Mining every day of the week.
Okay, all right. So mining. And tell me what you think they could do to make mining better.
Oh, you say that, but I have no idea. It's just a really boring skill. I appreciate the AFK-ness of Motherlode Mine, but I don't really know what they could do to make it more interesting, to be honest with you.
I don't know why. Mining has just always been boring. Even blast mining's boring. I think it's because
It's boring.
I think I want it to be like strength. Like, what if you could incorporate, what if you could use a pickaxe on certain monsters and get mining experience?
So this is interesting, though, because they're now releasing, what's that new release update coming with all this stuff? Was it Prifindus or whatever it's called?
Prifidinus.
The skilling bosses?
Prif. Just call it Prif.
Yeah. Whatever it's called. I mean, I actually want to know how that's going to incorporate all the different skills, because that might be an alternative to, just standing at
Maybe you get like a tome,
example.
kind of like from Temple Trekking. Maybe get a chance to
Yeah.
pick whatever you want through random skills, and it puts the XP to a random skill. But that would affect pures.
Yeah. I mean, if it gave you
Non-combat.
similar, maybe it gave you like a XP lamp or something, so you could put it to whatever skill you like. I mean, I don't know, but it wouldn't be great XP per hour, but at least it's something, so you can just avoid standing at the Motherlode Mine.
Dude, I'm just really curious to see how this Prif comes about. I mean, I'll have the stats for Prif, no problem on my main. My main's almost 2k total. I mean, I'm not worried about it. I'm more confused by what do you think, realistically, would it have to be a boss that gives mining experience killed only by, leveled up upgrades on a pickaxe? Say you had to have a dragon pickaxe, or, something with pieces from this boss. So, in order to get the rewards, you'd have to take a piece of this boss and use it, and you can use it, 9 times, which the 9 times each kill use the time. Essentially, you'd have a boss that was, farmable, but also use the pieces to continue to farm them.
So yeah, there will be an interesting update, because I don't think they've ever released anything quite like it.
No, and that's the thing. I think old school's very ambitious. Not bad ambitious, but definitely they run before they can walk sometimes. I mean, Jack, what do you think about that?
I mean, yeah, you can definitely make that argument just based on the amount of errors that come out after every single update. That's like a common theme is what's going to fuck up this month. They push updates that have errors. The most recent thing I can think of is they released the farming guild and stuff, and all of a sudden there's T-bow spawns or something on the ground.
That was funny.
It was hilarious. I mean, but it was a big fuck up.
It was a bad situation.
It honestly crashed. It crashed the economy for the T-bow and everybody raiding for a T-bow like Dom and I are currently. And it just really fucked things up for a few hours there, and then their fix was, hey, people that don't even know this is happening right now, we're going to roll you back all of your progress that you've done over the last few hours. If you got a really cool drop at a boss,
game over.
Go fuck yourself. Go get it again. That it was a big fuck up on their part, and I mean, they handled it
the only way they could. I mean, there was
Yeah,
no other
like,
way to handle that. You
say,
could
as
not let that
gracefully as they
sit.
could.
Because
At that point, like,
at that
there
point,
was
you sold
nothing
so
else they
people.
could
I
do.
guarantee people had sold thousands. I wonder how that ended. Like, do you,
Yeah, people were selling GP, like they
but
were
like, I
selling it,
wonder.
they
Hear
were
me out. Hear me
selling
out.
it.
That's a big topic. Then, how about we ask about? Let's talk about gold selling. We're not a channel that's worried about it. Not here to poke the bear. I'm here to be honest. Today, this podcast is, if not anything but honest. Now, I have purchased gold back in the past, not on any of my current accounts or anything like that. Now, I will say that I openly admit it because that's how I've learned so much about it. I've bought and sold gold back in the day, and I still am sorry for it. If they want to ban me, I'm sorry that I haven't done anything with this account. But back in the day, people were just so aggressive with it. And can you only imagine, as a gold seller and buyer, someone comes to you with 10 bill out of nowhere that you've never met before.
That's wild, man.
That's
I mean,
wild. And they have it too. Like, it's physical in-game currency. Like, you can't fake 10 bill unless you don't have 10 bill.
yeah. I mean, Jagex fucked up, and people got that money fair and square. You know, like, people were making the argument, like, well, you fucked up, but like, it's there. You know, like, what if I didn't go pick up that T-Bow? What if I just bought one for 100
bill.
mil? You know, like, just like 100 mil. Like, am I gonna get banned now for just buying something that was available?
Yeah, because
Like, how is that
no longer
fair?
are you abusing the glitch. You are now using what has happened in the game.
Yeah, like, it happened. You know, something happened. The market crashed, and somebody benefited from it, and people got punished for that. That was kind of fucky for like a bit, you know. And I could definitely understand how people were saying, like, well, I mean, what if I just kind of like benefited from this mishap? Like, what if I wasn't intentionally abusing it, but like, yeah, like, I got a T-Bow for kind of cheap because people fucked up. Like, is that wrong? You know, and people are getting like banned for things like that.
Yeah,
So sad.
that's the hard part. Now, Dom, be honest with me. If you had any way, chance, and like shape at all of doing 10K in sales, 10,000 US dollars, okay? Now, this is completely hypothetical. This will not make any impression on you. I just want to know, if you got that glitch and you had abused it and thought you were probably going to get banned, would you not sell that 10 bill?
To be honest, because, and this is just kind of the way that I play the game. I don't play the game to make money. I don't play the game for any other reason. I play the game to have fun, and I think that kind of ruins it. But at the same time, that's just me, and I realize most people would probably just laugh at the opportunity and take it.
I like that. I've got wholesome friends here. That was the quality check to see if I ever
Dom's
raid
always
with you.
been like that, man. As long as I've known
Yeah.
Dom, that's why I'm such good friends with Dom. Is like, we play to have fun. We don't play to stake and
Yeah.
win money and buy into that whole like easy part of the game. We play the game as it's meant to be played, you know. And
I think that's really important too.
played. 'Cause
My-
that's
So,
fun.
real quick question. Have you guys ever been scammed before? I want you guys to think up of your best scammed stories. Because, to be honest, I guarantee we've all got a good one here. I want to hear from you, Dom. Tell me what you're talking about scam stories, man. I feel like you're itching at this one.
I've never actually been properly scammed, but I've scammed a few scammers.
All right, I'm ready to hear it, lad. Tell me about it. Here we go. That's like 6 accents.
Sometimes you see them at the G, your bank standing, because, you know, let's face it, this shit happens.
I mean, we got time.
Yeah, let's face it, this happens. And the classic one going around at the moment is the old the Royal Seed Pod one, where you got to drop your items, trade, and then get the cash.
Yeah.
And they'll trade you the cash, but of course you've obviously dropped more money in items than they're giving you cash. So yeah. And then they run on the premise that you don't know what the Royal Seed Pod does, you know, teleports you away. And yeah, I've had it a few times where I've gotten some gold from these scammers because they think that I'm completely retarded and I don't know what I'm doing.
Jesus.
I don't know.
Christ.
I like to have fun with it.
You get to get the dub from them, stealing
that
out of the way.
scam blows me away, dude. The fact that people think that, oh fuck, sorry, Dom. The fact that people don't think that
Hopefully.
high levels don't know what a royal seed pod is. Like, I have 30 in my bank, dude. I do demonic gorillas a lot. Like, it's pretty fucking common for a high level to know what that is, and for the fact that people still try to scam me on that is absolutely, it's just, it blows my mind. I'm
Jack,
like,
quick question.
yeah.
What's the worst scam you've encountered on RuneScape that's taken advantage of you?
I mean, I've had people try to lure me, and I've anti-lured them, and that did not go that successfully. But like, I tried to be the good person, but like, it didn't really work.
All right, for anybody who doesn't know what a lure is, if you're a first-time listener or just listening to this sometime crazy in the long ways, a lure is essentially when you make up a lie to try and get someone to bring more items out in the wilderness or somewhere where it's exposed and they can be fully taken advantage of. Essentially, you're stealing all their items and their money, and they don't get anything because you pick up the money before they can. Typically, it's a lure is to take your stuff and to scam you. Go ahead, Jack.
Yeah, like, I mean, I had people, it's always at the GE. I don't know, like, you can be doing anything, and apparently people think, like, if you're at the GE, you have nothing better to do than to be scammed by somebody you don't know. And it involves frequently, like, one person being like, hey, man, like, I have this really good offer for you. And then somebody else is like, hey, man, like, could you, like, add me for a second? And then you add them. And I remember this guy was like, PMing me like, yeah, like this kid's like definitely trying to scam me. Like, be careful, okay? Like, I can help you anti-lure him. And I'm like, I already know I'm being lured. Like, and I'm pretty sure this kid was in on it. And I remember the times that it worked out for me that I like participated in this, and I would end up going to the wilderness fully geared, expecting a fight, and you could fight back if you were confident enough, but like the smart thing to do is just not even
Not go.
respond. Like, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
literally take your gear, bank it, walk away. Like,
Or just
don't
take
even,
your gear, bank it, and go out there just to prove yourself right.
I've been cocky a few times, and I thought I'm not a good PVMer by any means, or sorry, PvPer by any means, but yeah, like I've had the times where I thought I was cocky enough to try to like fight these people, and it worked out for me like twice, where usually I would see somebody getting lured, and I wouldn't do that whole thing where I'd be like, hey man, I see you getting lured, you should add me and be my friend. Nah, like I would just like kind of hover around the edge, watch, see what's happening, and then like figure out where
Spectate, if you will. Spectating it.
yeah, like just see where they're taking them, and then be like, all right, like I see kind of where this is heading. I'm gonna be waiting, and I would kill them, and I made a lot of money back in the day doing that. Like I got like full bandos and stuff killing these idiots that were trying to PK these kids that just didn't know better.
They really get them every time. That's the sad part.
But though I remember I've also gotten really fucked by that, because usually you're fighting a team of two. So there's usually a person that's always talking, always like very visible to the person getting lured, and then there's usually somebody waiting in like an already disclosed location that only the lure and this person that's on their team knows. So when the lure is walking, all of a sudden, boom, they're there. You know what I mean? They're already there. They know where they're leading them to this other person.
Completely specifically, too. Like, they know exactly where you're going.
Like, I've had good luck when I fight these people separately. I've had horrible luck, and I've lost a lot of money when they end up being real close together, where you can't end up killing one before the other and just making it your escape. It could really not work in your favors. I mean, I've been scammed. I talked on one of the previous podcasts about some guy scamming me for a Gmail, and I was like
great.
crying
that
about
was
it.
Actually beautiful.
Honestly, like when I was a little kid, that's happened. But as I grew older, like I started to notice these lures, and I tried to help people, but sometimes it kind of screwed me over in the end.
Well, speaking of the screwing you over and kind of like growing up, I want to bring up a topic that we haven't explored yet, and I think would be good because we have 3 different level style players here. Like, we have people that probably have played everywhere from random to full tryhard in this call right now. So, I mean, my big thing is, what is XP waste, and when does something that's normally not XP waste become XP waste? Like when does cleaning your house become XP waste, and when can you find a way to get on your phone while cleaning your house? I think I want to talk about that topic, so I'm going to bring it to Jack. Jack, I want you to tell me, are relationships XP waste? And if they are not, what else is not an XP waste? I think that's a big topic.
I mean, I love raiding with the boys. You know, like it's difficult. It's kind of 50-50 for me, I guess, because my girlfriend and I are in a long distance relationship, so it's very easy for me to find time to play RuneScape. But like when she's with me, I focus on her. You know, like
yeah.
I don't really think about RuneScape as much. I mean, there's some people that RuneScape's a priority for them, and yeah, RuneScape's helped me through some tough times and stuff, but I value people more than a game.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just a game. Like I don't know, I value relationships I have in real life with people, and honestly relationships I make on RuneScape with people. Like I'll socialize with people that I met on RuneScape.
Hey, Snapchat tonight. That was good.
Yeah, I mean, like, you and I are on Snapchat. I've messaged Dom before a few times, like, offline and stuff to try to, like, coordinate to play together. But, like, I don't necessarily associate things with XP waste because if I need something done, I'll do something in real life, you know?
I've done it a little bit before, like you'd be cleaning your house, for example, or you'd be doing something and you'd just be sitting in Korean cooking sharks. Like, that's how I got my 99 cooking. But, yeah, I don't know.
Well,
XP waste, that's a bit far.
Well, I mean, tell me what yours is. What would you, be honest with me here now, like, when is XP waste? So, like, when does it cross the line of being, like, you know, important, or is it just wasting XP? Or when is the fact that you would consider XP waste really XP waste because you're just a great player, Dom?
Oh, great. I wouldn't go that far.
It's a wee bit too far there, lad. I never get your accent right, ever.
No. Most people don't.
Palm tree seed. Sorry, I got a palm tree seed out of nowhere.
It's always nice to know. It's nice to hear.
I got it on a fucking
I don't know.
bird's nest.
I don't play this game super sweaty, so it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't bother you. Would you say a girlfriend is XP waste or no?
Oh, that depends. That depends. Because if she's making you do dumb shit, yes, you got better things to do. You've got better things to do.
Speaking of which, what do you... No.
If
On
she's
that...
trying to make you do dumb shit that's, like, clearly just trying to take you away from something you're enjoying. Like, that I would definitely classify as XP.
So what would you say, like...
away from something you want to do?
As three different men, completely here, what is dumb shit? You know, what is dumb shit, Dom? Go ahead. What is dumb shit? I'm ready for this because I'm pretty sure I got
walking into rabbit holes here.
Woo, man, yeah. Dumb shit. I want to hear about some dumb shit.
You're being recorded, Dom. Be careful.
It's all right. We're gonna talk about Isabel Asswad. You know, from last.
Not that again. Oh, God.
I feel like that was a saucy topic.
Oh, you'll get it if you watch the first episode, guys. Watch the first episode. You'll hear about Isabel Asswad. I showed it to some friends. Go on anyways, Dom.
Jack feels like he's scarred from whatever the fuck that was. So.
Oh, that was his story. Topic. His topic, his story.
It must have been historic enough for Curtis to
I showed it to people, dude. I was like, this is beautiful. All right,
this is absolute gold.
I'm ready for you, Dom. I'm ready.
See, this is the thing. This is an absolute rabbit hole.
That's the point. Rabbit hole it, man. Rabbit hole it.
Well, I don't know. If they have got like nothing better to do, and they just want you to sit and just watch TV with them, like I've never enjoyed watching TV. That's why I play games.
Yeah. You like the
that's
interaction.
just dumb shit. Come on.
Like I think probably my big thing is when like I could literally be at home, stoned, and like sitting here playing RuneScape, like, you were out last night. Okay, no, I wasn't. First of all,
no, I wasn't. I was sitting here.
I was literally in this fucking chair with my Tempur-Pedic sponsor, Tempur-Pedic ass pillow. Sponsor me, Tempur-Pedic ass. And
Loves it.
these memory foam arm pads, Amazon.com, $19.99. Find yourself some, get them, and get the deliciousness. Oh yeah. Okay, no. But back to the main point. On just simply put, dumb shit is when they're being stupid. Like, I say stupid because you got to say it like that. It's literally, you get a woman. Don't get me wrong, I've had lots of great women, but when I do everything in my power to make sure your ass gets home safe because you're fucked up at a bar, you do not curse me out while trying to help you. No. That's so much effort. Like, in literal reality, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm trying to give you options, and you're over here throwing fucking jags. Fucking, aha! Like, what the fuck? I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced drunk females that you're trying to literally help, and they're like, get away from me! I want to be with Chad! Like, the fucking, the asshole over there with tattoos, that not just because he has tattoos, but because he's like in a Christian rock band, but just fucks a lot of people.
God, just let it go,
Oh,
man. Just let them do their own fucking mistakes. You can't
I
help
also find that girls find video games as like really childish. I know it's very stereotypical. There's a lot of girls that play video games, but they'll see you playing a video game and it's just like, you're wasting your life.
Rabbit hole. Let's talk about it. Oh, rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Rabbit hole. Oh man. All right. So
we're getting into it tonight. Hold on, I have to grab another beer.
all right, let's grab. Everybody, make sure you got a beer, water, substances to start with a W.
I'm kind of sober up here. For a while.
You need yourself another beer, lad. Grab one. Oh
My
man, I'm probably
brain's
peaking
so
audio
fucking
like
bad.
crazy now. I'm gonna go grab some. I'm gonna go grab my water real quick. I'll be right back. Fucking hell, mate.
Oh dear Lord, this is just reminding me of my mom. Like, Lainey's so open about video games and she's supportive about it. But my mom is literally like, is that a video game that you played when you were like 8? You're fucking 8. You're an
Like-
8-year-old child, immature asshole, wasting your life. And I'm like,
I also feel like half of the RuneScape community only play like old school RuneScape. Only play old school RuneScape because they played it as a kid.
yeah, it's enjoyable, you know? Like, it's hard for
Most of them are like between 20 and 25 now playing RuneScape because they just enjoy it.
Wait, what are we
We
talking about?
This is what we know. Like,
What, are you talking about the players of RuneScape these days?
yeah, we're saying like people that play this or have played it in the past, and it's what it looked like for us when we used to play, you know? So like, yeah, when my mom saw me playing this when I was 8, now I'm 22, I'm playing this, she thinks I'm some immature asshole wasting my life. I'm like, look at all these friends I made, and she's like, I don't care.
Ouch. Ouch. That felt like a repressed memory coming up. Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty recent.
He said it's pretty recent.
Mum hitting you with a hard truth there.
Oh,
It's pretty
man.
current, actually. It's
Oh.
like currently happening in my life.
That's all right. So she can watch this podcast. She can be caught up to speed.
Mom, look, I'm a radio star.
Look, we're a part of things. Okay.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. What would you say is wrong with the stereotype of a gamer? And how do you think it's changed over the past, let's say past 5 years? Dom, we're going to start with you. Past 5 years, what do you think has really changed? I mean, you know, the average gamer is typically this, like, he looks like me. If you're watching this podcast, he typically, like, is a douchebag, but also like a comically kind of funny, lovable
Are you
asshole.
wearing that hat right now?
Maybe, and the sunglasses. Yeah.
Oh, you just,
What is it?
You're telling me he can't wear his hat and sunny.
Yeah, mate.
Inside.
It's 10:30 at night here.
Speaking of
where
which,
you are.
we got 12 minutes left. You know what that means? It's time to get reignited. I'll give you 1 second, folks. You guys, before I come back, I want you to talk about when is it okay to literally game, fart, like leave your socks off? When is that point in the relationship? Does it actually happen for you guys? When do you think? I want you guys to talk about that. Call it the poop philosophy. I'm going to take 2 seconds, and we are going to do some damage. I'll be right back, guys.
Some damage.
Dear Lord. What were you
I
going to
feel
say
like-
about the gamer stereotype? I was going to say people are stereotyped to be like fat, you know? People are so stereotyped to be fat, and most people I've met on RuneScape have been people that are very active in real life. I mean, like, you look at Backham, he goes to the gym almost every fucking day. He's in the military, he's fit. everyone has social lives and are very fit and stuff, and I'm like, it kind of goes against what you would imagine the
You'd
average.
think so. You should really get your prayer back up too.
Yeah, well, I have 0 prayer points, so this is an
You
issue,
should
and
really do something about that.
I'm working on it. I'm dying.
Hold on, I'll see if I can get this aggro. Hold on. Yeah, we're good.
Hello, I'm in the room.
It's funny. It's funny though. You say all this, but with the stereotypes of gamers, because I'm a bit like Beckham. Like I in good shape. I play. You know, I won't really do. I won't just sit around and bum around all weekend. Do absolutely nothing. I
you
do,
go
but
fishing and stuff a lot. Like you have
all the time.
You got a lot of friends. You got people coming over and stuff. I mean, I don't have that social life out here in Indiana. I'm kind of new out here, so the only person I really know is Mufasa, and
it's funny though because most of the people that I know and should come around here, they also used to all play RuneScape as kids, which is actually quite funny.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's bring it back because let's just say the highly intoxicated, anticipated podcast of 2019 is about to get even more intoxicated. All right, so let's talk about it. When is the best time? When is that time frame for like when you become open with your significant other, Jack? When would you say?
Honestly, right after sex. You know,
Really?
It's true. I
Right
mean,
after
like,
sex, you're totally fine with just like, hey, babe, I'm gonna clip my toenails. Like, you're okay with that?
dude, I'm very open as a person. I can get a good feel for a person, especially the person I'm dating. You know, I can tell.
Whoa, wait. We gotta back up. When do you normally have sex with a girl? Like, when is your time frame, like date wise? Because I'm thinking like day number 1, I'm already there and we slept together, and like I'm not ready to fart in front of that. Like, I don't think I'm ready.
It depends. Like if with me and Lainey, we were on track for dating when we had sex. You know, like it wasn't like a hookup and then like, oh, look at me, like I'm taking my shoes off in your house and making myself comfortable. Like,
It was you were already friends, and then essentially
we went on a date, and then we started getting sexual, and then like it was obvious that it was gonna be more than just like a meet and hook up kind of deal, you know. Like I think it was just like appropriate in that, and I'm very open to like I open up in my relationship a lot more quickly than I think the average person might. I don't know how you feel, Dom.
What are you thinking, Dom? Hit me with your thoughts on what you're feeling.
Well, what I'm feeling right now is Jack's just died to Ice Demon, so that's quite funny.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna fuck this shit.
Salty. And I've run out of runs, so this is not going to last too long. Anyway, I don't know. After sex, I wouldn't go quite that far, Jack. That's the time where they just love to sit there and cuddle.
And they're like, he's my one. Like, is this the first time you've had sex? Like, this isn't. If it's the first time you've had sex and she's looking at you like, I just got my insides ripped apart by the man I love, and then like you just fucking. Just like let one rip like a squeaking door that needs WD-40.
No. I held that in, dude. I thought I was gonna explode.
You held it in, so that wasn't it. You can't.
Yeah, so like I wasn't farting on this girl I liked.
Yeah, but I'm saying you didn't feel comfortable enough to just be like, Mah. Like that's what I'm looking for here. I'm needing.
I mean, but to be fair, like Lainey came. She was in a dorm, and I was living in a house with some friends of mine, and she was living with me, you know, so like it was my house. I felt a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more open in my own house than I would have been like when I went over to her house to play with some puppies and shit, like we were talking about in the other podcast. Like, yeah, I wanted to make sure I went to the bathroom and stuff beforehand. I didn't want to go to the bathroom in her house, you know, like I felt I would feel weird.
Let's dive into that. Let's dive into that topic. We're gonna go into the shit section. All right. So what I want to bring up is like, is it not weird how you have to be comfortable enough to be able to shit? Like, is that not the most primal thought you've ever had? Like, you literally have to be comfortable enough to be able to like go to the bathroom.
Yeah, like to be fair, like in a relationship at the beginning, like you're hyper aware of your own body.
You're like, I don't want to make this woman smell last night's tacos. Like, I don't want to bring this.
Exactly.
I don't want to send vanilla bean soup down her direction right now.
Yeah, but that depends. If you're gonna date the girl, she's got to know what she's in for.
Yeah, you don't want to let that hit her on the way out on accident, mate. Yeah.
No, you got to hit it on the way in so she knows what she's in for.
Takes a shit right before the girl comes over to assert dominance. I like it, Dom. I like it. He said,
I have a funny name.
Okay. Fucking hell. Wait. So, also, I want to ask this question because this is want to expand on this too. How do you feel about being called daddy in a sexual encounter?
Love it.
Never had it happen to me.
Seriously?
No.
Wow.
Never had it happen to me. But at the same time, I think I'd just I'd roll right with it.
You'd roll right with it? I'll tell you.
You'd have to.
See,
You'd have to. If she's kinky
daddy!
enough to
I'm more
call
of
you
a
daddy.
Tom kind of man. No,
If she's kinky enough to call you daddy, you've just got to...
yeah, probably.
I
I guess if you're right, if she's kinky enough to call you daddy, I don't know many men that would be like, "Oh, you know what? I'm not feeling it, lass. I'm not. Do you sure I'm feeling being called a daddy? I'm not.
There's different forms of daddy too, you know. I mean, like
father. I don't know if
we're throwing Lainey on the bus here. She calls me daddy. She calls me daddy, like texting, but it's not really like a sexual thing, you know. Like that's a little strange, like. But like,
or is it?
She'll call me daddy in like a protective way, you know. Like I take care of her and stuff. I look out for her and stuff. So
a father
I think
figure,
it's more
essentially.
endearing. Yeah, I think it's a little bit more endearing because she's had a lot of trouble with. I mean, you hear girls with like daddy issues, but I know she's had like troubles with her like biological father and stuff. So it's sort of nice to be someone that's like there for her, like a man, like a manly figure in her life or something like that, you know.
Way to be the stand-up guy. Way to not be a dickhead like most men are our age.
It is nice being called daddy, though.
I'm gonna be honest. You fucking asshole! You
had to throw that in. You had to.
I don't even think you understand how much you just pissed me off. The ending to that was like a Hallmark movie in my heart, and then you just completely turned around and said, "Being called daddy is nice."
I had to say that because Dom said he's never really experienced that. I gotta tell you, Dom, it's pretty nice. Like, I'm just gonna say that it's pretty nice.
Hey, I need some water. I can't.
Oh, you just made the podcast.
Breathe, Curtis. Breathe, my man. Curtis, you've never been called daddy. Come on,
bro. I have, but I'm.
Yeah. Okay. Let's dive into that. I'm taking control of this podcast.
Oh shit. Oh god.
Daddy story. Give me a daddy story. Daddy.
All right. So I'm not gonna name names, but you know who you are if you're listening to this. You. Female friend, I'm gonna speak to her like I'm talking to her. I'll just tell you about her. Okay, so I'm a very dominant man. I am very, very dominant in the bedroom. Women, here's your game plan. Essentially, when I'm in the bedroom, I'm spanking a girl, choking a girl, like slapping. This chick wanted me to slap her across the face.
Oh,
she goes like, "Oh yeah, fuck me, daddy. Like, I'm telling you, this shit got intense. I left this bitch's ass so bruised, like that. She showed her friends. She showed her friends like, look how much he tore up my ass last night. And I love that story because that is the epitome of being called daddy. Like fucking a girl until she just explodes and says, "Oh fuck me, daddy," is the hottest thing in existence. I just want you to know that right now, Dom. I want you to just have that in your head.
He's very proud of this, by the way.
It was just
bruises on a girl. He's dominant. Like,
I am. Emphasis. You wanted the story. I told you I was messed up. You wanted it.
I regret asking.
Hey, you asked for it. You asked for it.
I regret asking.
You still did it, and I don't know what else you're expecting.
Hashtag graphic here, lad. Hashtag graphic. Graphic.
Slightly.
The
fact that you're like, yeah, I beat her ass bruised.
She wanted it. She literally showed her friends, was like, look what my man did. Like, no joke. She was like snapping people pictures.
Oh, dear Lord. What do you feel about hickeys then? I don't
know. Hickeys, whole other topic. I hate hickeys, man. I literally hate hickeys. Because
like bruising your ass.
no,
but you
I don't.
like
No. I just don't want visible hickeys. You can give me a hickey wherever else you want. Like I just don't want it to be visible in normal clothing because that just makes me feel trashy. That honestly makes me feel trashy.
I called out the bartender tonight because she had a hickey on her neck, and she's like, "No." I was like, "Come on." And she's like, "Okay, yeah."
But she's a bartender. She's allowed to.
Her name's Diamond.
Bullshit. Not real.
It's
Not
no,
real.
That's her stripper name.
Stripper name.
Her name is legitimately Diamond.
Did she
and
show
I
you her
heard
license?
I mean, no,
that's her stripper name. Her real name is like.
I have her added on Facebook, and that's her name on Facebook.
Her real name
so.
that's her
Patricia.
Facebook profile. Yeah, I was gonna say her name's like I was gonna say like Patterson. I don't know. Patricia Patterson. That's such a white girl name. What the fuck?
Not quite. I live in a.
It's like a
society.
tall brunette Patricia Patterson. If you're a tall brunette Patricia Patterson, or if you're just Patricia Patterson, hit us up. Curtis Hinkle
Chuck
at Hotmail.
Chuck
a like.
Subscribe.
Come on, hit the comment section. Man, these armrests. All right. Anyways, sorry. Boys, I am fucking feeling it. All right, let's get into one more topic. This topic we're going to use for the end of the show. We're going to wrap up the thoughts, put it together, and go down a rabbit hole, but into a conspiracy theory. So, what we're going to do here is start off with each of us adding our own flavor to it, but trying to be as realistic as possible off the other person's answer. So, I'm going to do a conspiracy theory that I think actually could be real, okay?
Go on.
Okay.
All right.
So, did you guys actually ever think about if these J mods are all being paid through selling RuneScape gold? Because think about it. How do you think Jagex has ever stayed afloat? Jagex, as a company, didn't really profit. Most of their games fucking tanked hard. Like their Transformers games were terrible. The RuneScape died after EOC. I mean, imagine the amount of servers they had up for RuneScape alone, and then it died for EOC, you know? That's hard to think about. But then, oh god, no, give me a second, getting attacked by the fucking knight, no, mate, no, oh, I'm alive! Yeah!
That's alright, he's alive!
Sounds like a fun game, though. It sounds better than this raid run.
Bro, I'm fucking it up, bro. I got attacked by that knight, and I was like, this is it! Prepare for me!
To be honest, for as short as this raid is, it's taken us a fucking long time.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was I talking about again? Where was I at?
Conspiracy
I don't know.
theories.
Conspiracy theories, Jagex getting paid with gold. Now, tell me I'm not completely crazy in thinking that they could very easily find a way to front gold out of a JMod account or out of like players that have been banned accounts from discarded GP. How could they could float that money right out for payroll?
Or even just money sinks from staking.
Yeah.
Throw your foot right in the sinkhole.
I'm just saying, like, you think about it. Do you think they could legitimately sell that off? Imagine if they needed, like, an extra camera for the studio. Oh, that's about $500 or $5,000. That's quick,
That's
easy.
That's weird. I never really thought about what happens to these banned players' accounts.
Because they obviously can access them, because the accounts are still there. They don't actually get banned, otherwise the username would never be able to be used. The username would be able to be used and redone.
And it's not.
They get archived. Their login info gets completely archived. Wow, I fucked you guys up with that question.
They also have the power to generate these items with the. They have the power to generate these. items.
Yeah. But generating the item, generating the items brings items into the game that were not previously there and never did get dropped or created. They were just brought in by a certain account, aka the JMod. Those coins, however, get on banned accounts into probably a ban account like farm or alphabot farm that's just set on a server, and then from there the accounts just sit. And they're banned kind of in a non-existence little raid array on a server. And I don't think anybody's realizing that all these accounts are accessible by the JMods. All those coins that are in the game that go through the Grand Exchange are accessible by JMods. They can take coins out of the equation when an account's banned, because that account's wealth disappears from the economy. So it's never even in there. It's essentially like, oh, I'm going to pick up the trash behind the Domino's, and I'm picking up the pizzas that have been thrown out.
Huh. That's a weird thought, man.
I'm fucking up there, bro. I just blew y'all's mind. I am telling you that y'all need to get to where I am physically feeling.
Fuck is texting?
No, for real. I think legitimately. Am I the only one? What do you guys think, audience
That's
wise?
so deep.
Audience.
I like you start
think-
talking conspiracy theories. I was not thinking on that level. Let me tell you.
I'm telling you, man, I just thought that up because in my head I've always wondered how everyone at Jagex really made money because they have the membership of the game, yeah, but that's so little. And there's not enough players to really keep that running. Would that really be able to run a company for that long?
I think so. Like I don't know. I never really questioned it. I don't know.
Because the failing architecture of RS3, you have not many players going to RS3. So you have essentially you have a team that's in RS3 that's fucking huge for not in really that many players compared to old school. Why wouldn't you make some GP disappear to pay everybody? You're the regulator of the economy. I mean, I guess you could take a week and change the drop rates on monsters to where the economy actually balances out what it looks like it should be.
I mean, I feel like
Did I just blow your mind again? Because they could change the drop rates of the fucking monsters whatever they want to make it seem like enough items have come into the game for the value to go up. Oh my god! They could just do it with the drop rate of rune items because that's where most of the gold comes in. RuneLight items and Slayer and Adamant.
I see what you're saying, but I'm like, wouldn't it be pretty obvious for people that merch and are constantly like buying and selling?
Yeah, but they're
things?
always
Like,
looking at a changing graph. It doesn't bother them if it changes a little. They're usually just going to go in the trend. They're not looking so in depth.
So you're saying just like what the current band players' items are?
Like they just go in there and they can just farm it up. They probably have a server set up just to take all the wealth off of their accounts because they can individually steal from accounts without even having to log on.
Yeah, well, food for thought.
I was gonna talk. Yeah, I was
Right?
like, I don't know, Curtis. You might need to sit and boil with this and bring this back up. 'Cause, like,
What is it? Is it not fucked up? I'm sorry, I didn't.
no, it's a damn good thought. I just never considered it. You know.
We'll have to. How about this, guys? We will talk about that on the next episode of a highly intoxicated and anticipated podcast.
Ooh.
And I appreciate you guys for
Saucy.
stopping by. Mr. Domanatrix, thanks for stopping by. Speaking of being aggressive, Dom, you had a lot of thoughts tonight about random bullshit, how you were kind of more neutral on stuff than you were negative against it. I liked the fact that when we talked about, like, the actual RuneLight cheating, we talked more about the overhead prayers, because I think that's very, very important. Overhead prayers
probably-
and that the RuneLight client are probably the hardest. It seems like the biggest issue. Would you say that's fair?
It's the
I think
biggest
it's your
cheat.
biggest. I think that. Yeah, I think
It's the
that
biggest
was.
cheat.
I think that was your biggest target tonight. I think that was one of the biggest points you really brought across really well. Now I want to, as far as anybody else's stories, I mean, XP waste and what it is, scamming and stuff. I did get a pretty big kick out of hearing Jack getting scammed or trying to anti-lure and getting PK'd because he can't PK. I got a pretty good feeling about that. But I want to thank everybody for coming in here tonight, and I'm going to see you guys in the next episode of Highly Intoxicated.
See ya, mate.
See you guys.